This story takes place when I was a junior in high school. For context, here's a little background information. Back in the day, I was a pretty involved student, taking all the hard classes and participating in a few varsity sports. I was always busy and didn't have much time for myself, and part of me was thankful for that. It provided an escape from a world where my parents had recently parted ways, and my older brother had just gone to college. It was just me and my little brother then. He was also a swimmer and a smart kid in his own right. We were really similar, even to this day, but probably because of the stress our family situation put on us at the time, we didn't get along at all. One of those wet winter days in the Midwest, I'd put in my time at school and swim practice, and I still had to sit down for several hours of homework. This time, I had to write an essay for some advanced class that I wasn't really interested in. I dropped my swim bag at the door when I got home and looked around my house to see if anyone was home. Empty. Dad must be out with Reese at swim practice. His club team had the slot at the pool after the high school team was done. I popped a mouthful of Cheez-Its and headed down to the basement to my office to get some schoolwork done. The house was a middle-class two-story with an unfinished basement, except for what I referred to as my office. From a career past, my dad used to work from home but no longer did. I was the only one who used this place, so my family, or what was left of it, just called it Quinn's office. I made my way across the concrete floors and unattached carpet samples down there to the one finished-out room in the basement. I flicked on the CFL light. It was like any other night after practice, I still had hours of homework to do. So I turned on the computer and started typing away. I was typing for what seemed like an hour, trying to bring to words what the concept of hedonism and the picture of Dorian Gray meant to me as best I could or as convincingly as I could. Out of the dark, I heard my little brother call out to me, "Quinny, Quinny, come up." Almost reflexively, I called back to him, "Reese, I'm working, what do you need?" We would yell through the house like brothers do, but it took me a minute to realize I didn't hear him come home. I got no response, only for a couple of minutes. Again, I heard my little brother's voice sing out, "Quinny, Quinny, come up." It felt strange hearing those words carry across the dark concrete floor. He's supposed to be at swim practice. I called back out to him, asking if he needed anything, but again, I received no answer. I thought about just starting my essay again, but the family situation was delicate at best, and I didn't want to be in trouble if my little brother actually needed something. I made the decision to get up and go find out for myself. I bounded up the basement staircase the only way a high schooler can, and I called out again for my brother, "Reese, what's up? I'm really busy." I checked all around the main floor, looking for my little brother or even signs he was home. No shoes, no backpack, so he wasn't home, and there was no car in the driveway either. The only reason my dad would be gone right now would be to pick him up. Satisfied, I turned back for the stairs when I heard my little brother's voice ring out, "Quinny, Quinny, come up." This time, every hair on my body stood on end. It just didn't make sense. He had to be at practice, and if he really needed me, he would have come to me. I go to the base of the second floor stairs and called out to him one more time, "Reese, what's going on? Are you okay?" For a minute, no answer. "Reese, I'm really busy, can you tell me what's up?" It's quiet for way too long as I stared up the dark staircase. Logically, I had no reason to believe anyone was up there until I heard Reese's voice calmly speak this time and not call out in his sing-song way those same 4 words, "Quinny, Quinny, come up." "What?" I asked under my breath. I couldn't comprehend the situation. I did a quick inventory of any probable scenario: break-in, wrong voice, a prank. I would have seen something at this point. It had to be Reese, and maybe helping him would make me a good brother. So I began up the stairs, my heart pounding with each step, and I was about to make the landing to the dark second floor when I heard the buzz of the garage door motor. I ran back down the stairs and looked out the window. It was my father's sedan, and he and my little brother got out. I stumbled from the window to the hall where they would enter, and I felt my heart almost stop beating. I collapsed on the floor and just started to cry uncontrollably. So, my dad, a lifelong parrot enthusiast, finally got his African grey named Kevin when he retired at 50. I was thrilled for him. Dad spent a lot of time teaching Kevin an impressive vocabulary, even training him to understand the meaning of words like hello, what's up, food, thank you, and good. Sadly, Dad passed away at 70, leaving us siblings with the question of what to do with Kevin. Neither my brother nor sister wanted the responsibility, and their spouses were a hard no. The thought of giving Kevin away, severing one of my last connections to my dad, his best friend, in a way, was unbearable. So, Kevin came to live with me. My house doesn't have a basement, so the den on the lowest level became Kevin's domain. He's a social butterfly, a real chatterbox, especially in the mornings. But by later in the day and at night, he quiets down considerably. When his energy gets a little too high, a blanket over his cage does the trick, creating a calming nighttime routine. I usually watch TV in the den at night to keep him company, then head upstairs to my room around 10 o'clock to let him get his beauty sleep. That's the Kevin backstory. 2 years in, I know his every chirp and squawk. Speaking of unusual behavior, there was this one night in December. Around 11 p.m., Kevin started making a racket while I was trying to sleep. Since I live alone, I keep my bedroom door open to catch any house noises. Hearing him squawking past dark, especially that late, was way out of the ordinary. Something was definitely bothering him. I went downstairs to investigate. Wide awake on the lower perch, he greeted me with a flurry of greetings, hellos, what's ups, and his own name, all while bobbing his head and doing a full-body dance. Offering food didn't interest him, so I covered his cage hoping for some peace. No luck. Stuck in the kitchen, I couldn't ignore the persistent noises. Work the next day, and sleep deprivation wasn't an option. Feeling a little out of my depth, bird expertise-wise, I went back downstairs and uncovered him. Still dancing, still squawking, still distressed. Then it hit me. I thought I heard something in the pantry closet, just a few feet from his cage. Walking over cautiously, I hovered my hand over the light switch, which was outside the door. The pantry door has one of those big glass panels, so when I flicked the switch on, there it was, the unmistakable outline of a body inside. Fight or flight kicked in, and in a surge of adrenaline, I chose fight. Screaming, I flung open the door and tackled the intruder, sending him sprawling to the floor. He tried to fight back, but I overpowered him easily, pinning him in what I can only describe as a chokehold. This disheveled, 50-something homeless man smelled to match his appearance. "Who are you? Why are you in my house?" I yelled. He lunged for my face, maybe aiming to gouge my eyes, but I held him down, throwing punches in between. The whole time, Kevin was going ballistic in his cage. Finally, when the man seemed subdued, I bolted for the phone, raced back, and kept him pinned while I called 911. He was arrested, but had nothing on him, no ID, no wallet, completely broke. Basically, judgment proof, meaning even if I sued, there'd be nothing to collect. Turns out, he'd raided my pantry, tearing into peanut butter jars, boxes of cookies and crackers, the whole canned and boxed food works. Who knows what else that man might have taken or done in my house if it weren't for my dad's parrot. Kevin's unusual behavior that night, a stark contrast to his usual nighttime routine, became my unlikely guardian angel. In a way, it felt like a part of Dad was watching over me through that bird after all. Now, Kevin isn't just a pet, he's a feathered family member, a great reminder of my dad and the bizarre, adrenaline-fueled night he helped me thwart a home invasion.